Which, to the spoil.
באוניברסיטה שם בשטח. אז הוא אמר, אתה רואה? יש לנו אנשים שלנו גם שם.
Yeah. So it's weird. It's weird. I tell you a bit of good news though, possibly from the ecology as well. I don't understand this. It doesn't make any sense to me, but it's very, very definitely a thing.
Officer, security agency manager.
You have a situation recently, Shador Sanders. He went wherever he went, different around whatever. Anyway, you literally have people say
The country is broke. The country is broke. Okay, I'm gonna create a new room in the meme movie. This is called Frog Meme Music. So annoying. You try to create a room and then it opens a fucking room. Meme music, meditation. Okay, this is Republicans in the Meme Movie 2025. This is Meme Music Meditation. I am playing what's called a Santor. I hope you enjoy. People can't stop talking here. It's crazy. They'll go on the entire day. If you want to do psychological studies, just come to this app and you will see why people are their own worst enemy. They can't shut up. They'll go on for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. I mean, how cool are you really if you're going to talk about, basically any type of Trayvon Martin meme or something like that, or Carmelo Anthony. I mean, people can't let it go. They're crazy. And it's summertime. There's a lot of shit to do, but yet people keep coming to this sick fucking app to run their fucking mouths, to waste your time. Literally, you gain nothing by learning by even P. Diddy is a good example of somebody who we don't need to go down the P. Diddy road. What I'm telling you is it's P. Diddy syndrome, or it's spotlight hypnosis, or it's gaslight communication, or all communication is gaslighting. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what it is. The fact is, if you're here listening to it, your opportunity cost and what you're losing out on is tremendous in comparison to what you're listening to. There's no real value here. It's a total net negative. On an index of -10 to +10, the entire fucking app, every single fucking room, doesn't matter what it is a -10. Your opportunity cost is a +10 if you just delete the fucking app right now. Delete it, guys. Just delete it. This voice you're listening to right now is the only voice you will ever hear on this app say, just go ahead, delete the app now. Because it's a waste of your time. You'll never hear that again. Just watch. No one will ever say this to you again. Therefore, I'm probably right. Not probably. 100%, 10,000% right. Delete it. Just delete it. Or create a room and just play audiobooks. Because every single room is a -10. You may think it's funny. You may just find it entertaining. But it doesn't matter. The words matter. The programming matters. This programming is good, but this is a 1 in a million room right now. The mods are so cool. They're so chill, positive, ultra vibrations. Gotta be careful I don't spit my coffee out laughing. So this is what I call a hypnosis self-actualization meditation. I hope you enjoy this special VIP bonus selection. I will be playing the Santor and reading from Rumi, the Sufi mystic. And I hope you use this meditation free service to free yourself from this app. Tomorrow, just know that I'm not going to be here, that this is your dehypnosis programming right now. And I hope you appreciate it. You can send me Cash App. I'll take $10 for this dehypnosis programming. No problem. You guys should probably pay me like $100,000 fucking dollars for this dehypnosis program. But I'll sell it to you right now for $10. And I'll give it to you free right now if you send me $10. Give me $10 right now. Cash App is in the bio. You know it's worth it if you calculate the math. You're going to inherit the earth. I'm giving you super ultra positive vibrations. Okay, wake up from the hypnosis trance state known as Clown House. Delete the app right now and free yourself from years of misery. Everyone here is a net negative 10. Be a positive 10 immediately by deleting the app and go back into the real world, the real platform called life. I am currently in a platform known as your brain, talking to you directly, encouraging you to go back into the mega platform known as life. It's spelled Life. You can use a book to get there. It's called a book, and it's spelled BOOK. Okay? It's called a book. Everybody on this app sucks. The public sucks. You suck. Is that too harsh? I don't think so. I was staying in a small room in a caravanserai when someone asked me why I didn't stay at the Kanega, the Sufi house. I told him, I don't consider myself worthy of the Kanega. That place is for those who don't have the time to buy food and cook for themselves because the time is too precious. That's not me. Why don't you at least come to the school? I'm not the type who can argue and debate. If I speak in my own way, they will mock me and accuse me of blasphemy. I'm a stranger, and a caravanserai is more suitable for the like of me, I replied cunningly. Difficulties arise when darkness descends upon the soul, creating veils and estrangement, allowing the ego to take over and concoct its own interpretations. In a space where there's love and light, the ego does not even begin to sit, to stir. If they held the blazing light of faith in their hearts, how could they pay such hefty sums to buy their ranks and positions? The grape that has not yet ripened must be kept safe from the cold and from excessive heat. Once it is sweetly ripened, blazing sun will not harm it any more, and neither will the freezing snow. The same goes for the novice. A man who has reached perfection is enveloped in light and is drunk on the pleasure of knowing the truth. When he's this drunk, how can he be expected to guide another person? Beyond this drunkenness is a state of awareness in which man's kindness overrides his anger. The man who's spiritually drunk but has not yet reached the state of perfection finds that his anger and mercy are equal. The one whose mercy supersedes his wrath, however, is fit to lead. God has kindness and wrath in equal measure, but his essence is all mercy. And it is this that prevails at all times. Thus, mercy is the ultimate victory. Or victor. Okay, this is meme music meditation. I hope you're enjoying this powerful hypnosis and ultra positive vibration going up through your tuchus straight into your pineal gland, releasing all that chocolate flavor. Delicious though it may be, everyone's got a job, everyone's got work, and you gotta read a book. So let this powerful hypnosis and meditation sink into your brain, in your central cortex, and create all types of new pathways of liberation. Eliminate all the frustration, and let peace, joy, mercy, and compassion reign supreme in your life. You're no longer a black racial identity politician. You are now a transcendental being. You've let go of all this material political bullshit, and you are now free. I congratulate you on your new victory. Tally ho! My fellow Americans, the country is facing a complete and total shutdown. The government is completely broke. There's no more money left. Just kidding. There's always more money. We just create more of it. It's all fake. You don't understand economics. You don't understand modern monetary theory. We don't give Congress fiscal advice, so don't give us monetary advice. Most Americans don't know this, but there's actually two Congresses. There's the U.S. National Congress, and then there's the Bankers Congress, known as the Federal Reserve and Chairman Powell. Chairman Powell is technically the president of the Bankers Conference, or the Bankers Congress. That's what it is. It is multiple boards of directors. They are essentially a banking Congress, competing hand in hand with the Congress, which represents the people. So what they're doing is they have essentially sucked up all the power, all the force of we the people. They own us. We have to pay them for 100 years. It's over, America. The party's over. The movie's over. So go home and get to work, because you owe the Federal Reserve $50 trillion or $200 trillion. Who knows what the real number is? But it's definitely 100 trillion, somewhere around there. Just in a few years, it'll be over 100 trillion. All these pensions, everything will have to be borrowed to pay for it. We will go from a GDP economy of 35% inflationary money to 50%, 75%, and ultimately all the way to 100% total and utter financial collapse. It's a hypnosis. I'm working on it. Not that much there right now, but we'll get there. Listen, look at it this way. We have a $40 trillion mortgage with $100 billion a month in interest payments. Is that sustainable? What is 330 million divided by 100 billion? That's how much everybody's paying for all the borrowed money. And it's only going to grow more and more. We have to spend. We'll have to. There's no way out of this mess. It's a runaway train. It's gonna crash or fall off the rails soon, or probably in a couple of years, 5 years, I'd say. That once the Trump presidency, which is really a confidence game, once that confidence game, that rug is pulled out, the train will go off the tracks, and that means pensions won't be paid, retirement savings won't exist, and there will be a financial crisis, the likes that America has never seen. Everybody will go from being rich to broke on the lower end of the spectrum because the stock market will collapse. That's the truth. 10 trillion, 20 trillion, 30 trillion, 40 trillion, 50 trillion, 60 trillion of actual market capitalization will disappear because all that money will go basically, hopefully, to dissolving the Federal Reserve. And then we can eliminate this toxic relationship. It's a toxic relationship based, See, it's global in scale. It's not just the United States, obviously. It's global. There's coordination on behalf of the entire banking industrial complex because every major bank is global. So it's all countries, all continents, all nations, all cultures, all ethnicities. From the lowest Bantu hut in Africa to the $200 million skyscraper in Manhattan, it's all connected by the confidence of the dollar, which is really just artwork. It's a piece of paper printed with ones, fives, tens, 20s, 50s, or hundreds. Soon they'll issue a $500 note, and then they're going to issue the $1,000 note because that's when we start getting to real hyperinflation. I'm just kidding. That'll probably never happen. And you know why it doesn't have to happen? Because the dollar is digital now. So I'm trying to describe the situation. What I'm really telling you is to vote for me because Congress will just keep passing trillion-dollar budget acts. And every single time a new act or budget is proposed, I will vote no. Myself, Thomas Massey, Rand Paul, maybe a few others. I know that it's like a victory caucus, or a liberty caucus. So we need more of those people who say no. And if we are going to spend money, we should just give it to ourselves. That's it. It's that simple. Stop spending money anywhere except for ourselves, we the people. It should just directly go to us. And we should just work on the infrastructure and that's it. But I say cut all military spending, suspend all military activities, and we have to eliminate the entire political industrial complex to a certain extent. I mean, radical spending changes will have to happen if we're going to deal honestly with the Federal Reserve, or we have to ask the Federal Reserve to forgive some debt. Otherwise, it's totally unsustainable. But will the Federal Reserve do it, which is essentially asking banks, can you foot the bill for the government? The banks are going to say, no, you give us a special mandate. We have a toolbox. We want maximum employment and we want maximum price control. But why in the world should price control and jobs be controlled by an independent quasi-government agency, I ask you? But really, all they do is manipulate currency and manipulate the markets to try to influence the economy. But a lot of people make a lot of money out of it, and Main Street doesn't make any of that profit. So the whole system is rigged for bankers. Bankers, doctors, lawyers. Really, lawyers are actually bankers. There's no such thing as a banker. Because it's all contract law. And if you a sovereign citizen and you driving around without insurance or even a motherfucking driver's license and you got some fucking license plate from the planet of Mars, eventually your ass is gonna get towed. But here on Clown House, you can create a show out of it. So, we all subject to maritime law. Has the brain rot subsided yet? Have I removed all the brain rot? So really you got one option, which is protest at the Federal Reserve, which is really like protesting at the White House. But the problem is no one has ever protested against the Federal Reserve just because, there's nothing to really protest per se. It's just, the problem is people don't understand that the Federal Reserve is really a communication organization and a financial organization. But that's what all finance organizations are. They're just communication organizations. I mean, they're mathematics organizations and accounting sciences, which is really just data analytics, etc. So there's no great mystery about what's happening here. You just have to stop voting for terrible Congress people that just keep putting you into debt and generating millions of dollars in campaign contributions, which is technically their money. They have discretion on how to spend it. So I say vote John, and let's doge there in the hood. Hope you're enjoying the show. This is what I call Sufi mystic hypnosis. That's right. Delete the app right now and free yourself from this powerful hypnosis. If you like this content, how in the world are you going to go back to just all the jibber jabber on this app? I don't want to call it monkey talk. Let's call it bird talk. That's it. That's the show, everybody. What are you still doing here? The movie's over. Go home. When I say go home, I mean get a book. Go to the gym. Go to the beach. Get some sun. You're gonna come. To fun, of course.
You know, I want to talk about Carmelo Anthony for a minute, or Anthony Metcalf, because I got nothing better to do with my life. And let's talk about Donald Trump all day long. And let's talk about racial identity politics and reparations all day long. Let's talk about the COVID-19 vaccine all day long. Let's talk about 100,000 other fucking topics all day long. Hello? Is anybody home?
That's right. Brain rot has set in. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not what life was meant to be for you. To come to this stupid app and for years to listen to the same stupid conversations over and over again. Whether it's just replacing characters. We went from Trayvon to Anthony Metcalf. We're going to go to somebody and we're going to go to George fucking Floyd. We're going to go back to somebody new. Somebody new. It's like a new messiah every single couple months. It's called the news cycle, ladies and gentlemen, and you're all victims. You've been hypnotized. With stupidity. Stop wasting your time with all this media content, which is ruining your life. You were meant for greater things than listening to content. You were meant for greater things than being made into content. Who are you? Where did you come from? No. No. I don't need to troll anybody. What I'm doing is I'm creating recordings here. If I break away from my primary hypnosis, talking about masonry. I don't know. I'm really lazy right now. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, Chris, I'm going to try to find the room. Melissa. She gets really angry on this app. See, the problem with even trolling these rooms is it's basically describing what I just, said. I mean, about taking part in these rooms. I've already been kicked out of so many rooms today, I feel like I've already done my work. But trolling Melissa's room is a high achievement of dopamine or gaslight creation. So thus I'm drawn to the query, but I cannot find what you speak of. So we'll go to another room called "Are Black Americans a Virus or a Cancer to Humanity?" Mind you, these are rooms created by black people. And it's crazy. But I can't get in. Let's reset.
But your daddy, this how you acting again?
I'm not even the one that shot you. I said,
Nigga, you said get the fuck down once your daddy said something. Shut your bitch ass up, nigga. The nigga threw that to your mama house on Mother's Day. Shut your punk. Them niggas robbed you in Miami. Nigga, shut your punk ass up. Niggas robbed you in Miami. Hold on. You got a permanent limp, nigga. Punk ass, nigga.
Hey, Crack, hold on. You pulling up on them, Crack? How far you is, Crack? How far are you from the
That's why I keep telling y'all PTR keep sending me location expires, nigga.
Hey, Lick.
No, you in
He's in Oklahoma, man. He's 2 hours away, Lick.
You gonna drive there
He gonna drive for the contact. Hey, fuck the y'all talking about. Hey, fuck what y'all talking about. I'm saying that right now, but 2 hours from now when we board is right.
You say you're too knowledgeable. I'm on the path. If you're saying he's the son of God, Adam being the son of God, then we can understand that this is different. But in what you're trying to say, are you saying that Jesus is a God? So you believe in two gods? Or are you saying he's the son of God in the sense that David is the son of God? Question. You asked the question. You answered the question. No, that's rhetorical. Devils. Hip hop is the devil music. Niggas listen to it. It's all the devil music. And everybody is saying, oh, my pussy hole pink, my booty hole brown. Nigga, pop, 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 pop. Nigga, get my mind. Nigga, go. Look at niggas. Look at all the niggas dying.
That was a funny room right there.
She just found another
Exactly.
Flowers and Hermes bags are two different things.
way. Either way, you're right. Well, listen, first of all,
It's discretionary. It's discretionary.
first of all, Hermes is high end, so people are not buying high end that. Right? Hermes, I'm gonna say your Hermes. I talk away. You know what I'm talking about. Those are high end products, especially. Birkin bags. You can't even get those. You have to spend like $250,000.
But you can't get rope.
Nikki didn't have nothing to do with that shit, bro. Y'all
Immediate kick.
Liked cocaine. They told me they never really liked it. They just loved it. Smelled it.
Their understanding of the law, and you try to determine that at the moment of the arrest, and you try to run away or something. Of course,
And while a police officer is committing
Depends on the person. Depends on the absolutely the fuck not. Absolutely not. Okay, you think that white people would want to put themselves through listening to all this monkey noise? Like how the fuck?
Bottom line is,
you're articulate, but you're not being honest, and this is the.
What do you think about the diapers?
About who?
What do you think about diapers and diapers go older? The elderly.
I cannot hear what you're saying. Diapers? Oh, diapers on the elderly.
Like it feels like all this shit's getting lumped into like the same thing as like people who are gay.
Well, it's not just about people who gay. It's about.
It was me. It was me or whatever. So we
wondering why Tory doesn't get the same type of, I guess, response.
शिरूरी अमित शाह तो उन्हें हटना ही पड़ेगा वो ज्यादा बाहर नहीं निकल सकता कोई अमित शाह या नितिन मुझे लगे
Like, we see you and I say something to you, bro, don't put on no tough act. Just be regular, my nigga. Don't. I never heard a nigga tell me how to act. Well, I'm telling you some real shit. Just be regular, brother. I'm gonna, yo, man, fuck y'all niggas. You know? They gonna know when I punch you in your shit. Yeah. Come on, bro. Like, then what's gonna happen after that? Like, I wouldn't even tell, like, if you punch me and my dog try to up, I'm like, don't even. Just say, well, now you said, then you gonna go, well, what you do is we're precept upon precept. No, what you're doing is manipulating the book to make your point in real life. You're not reading the book, you're just giving your own personal perceptions. So this is why I have a problem.
All right.
No,
I'm
this
just
is
waiting
crazy.
for him to go ahead and land. I'm just waiting on him to land, sis. Don't worry about it.
I'm there, my
What he's not understanding is this is a white man's book. Brother Nash, can you give me Revelation 13 and 10? Hey, Kadash, you on there too? If not, I'll get it. Because this brother said this is the white man.
God, I can't read right now.
Kind of, no sweat, beloved. I understand. What he's not understanding is, what he's not understanding is, if this is the white man's book, the white man forgot to take this off the book. In the book of, before I even go to Revelation 13 and 10, I'm going to go to Exodus 21 and 16. It says, and he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. History has proven that our people have been taken, have been sold, and they're going to be found with us in their hands when Christ comes back. You made a note.
पता है क्या हुआ उसका मीडिया दिखाया कि हिंदुस्तान के फाइटर प्लेन को गिरा दिया गया 4 फाइटर प्लेन को मैं मुझसे बात कर रहा था दोपहर में ये तो मैं सोचा 4 फाइटर प्लेन को गिरा दिया वाह वाह क्या बात है
भाई सुनो भाई इंडिया में गोदी इंडिया वहाँ भी है
हाँ
जिसके पास खुद का पीने का पानी
हाँ सही बात तुम लोग को यार इसका ये नहीं
मैं
मतलब
नहीं
है।
ले रही हूँ परी, भगवान कसम मैं
I'll reiterate my point. My point is, when you get pulled over, if you get pulled over, you ask the cop, why did you pull me over? And he doesn't have to answer. And he doesn't have to answer, but I don't have to pull over. I can drive off.
See,
No.
see, Aaron?
You can't
This
do
is
that.
now that you can't.
Now that you can't.
World star hip hop shit.
So it's like, okay, so it's
That's some funny shit. Map on a stupid stage full of nincompoops? Possible.
I've been offering to stay 2 weeks ago, nigga. I told that nigga, I said, I want to fight. After that, everything dead. We cool. We cordial. That's it. He don't want to serve his nigga.
Y'all niggas said 2 different times.
Yeah, I know. And he gonna remain it that way.
Kick my ass from that.